Just quickly on the vision of Sensoria. Sensoria is a human augmentation platform company. What does that mean? It means that we are building and injecting textile sensing technology into whatever a person decides to wear in the morning. So we all know that the medical device industry has been plagued by adherence and compliance issues for many, many years. And I worked for Microsoft for many years. My most recent product at Microsoft was HealthVault and Amalga. I was in charge of the product management and product marketing for both healthcare products for Microsoft before Amalga was sold to GE in 2010. And we realized that the challenge with collecting biometric data from the human body is that people simply do not want to wear this type of medical device technology. Fall detection devices are perceived as a stigma. Most medical devices are bulky. So it's up to us, to the engineers and the geeks, to actually make the technology disappear to the human eye into something that is transparent and elegant enough so that people and eventually patients will want to wear. So our vision is that the garment is the next wearable computer. So we have developed three things. We have developed a remote patient monitoring cloud infrastructure based on Azure. We have built our own proprietary microelectronics that is a platform non-mission specific piece of microelectronics. And then we have created textile sensors, and let me underline again, textile sensors that can be embedded into pretty much any type of apparel, garment, footwear, or accessory. My partner and CTO is a former Xbox Live executive, and we've been working on this vision for now 7 years. So think about instead of having an Intel inside model, have a Sensoria inside model for garments and footwear. And so think of Sensoria as the ingredient brand that can enable the digital transformation of the textile industry, which is a $3.8 trillion industry, by the way. So let me give you some examples of what we have accomplished so far. So our platform is in particular meaningful as a B2B2C platform for our partners to deliver products that are specific to seniors. What I mean with that is the aging baby boomer in particular. So the numbers are shocking, of course, not just in the US, but in Western Europe, China, and Japan as well. I just a few months ago came back from China. I did not know that 25% of the population, 1.4 billion people, will be in the 65 and above age group by 2050. The challenge in China, of course, compared to the US, where we will have over 25% of the overall population older than 65 years of age by 2040, is the fact that China doesn't have enough clinicians to serve the population, given how big the country is and the massive amount of rural areas as well. So they face a much larger and more even a higher challenge, if you will, compared to the US. Japan is already there now. 33% of the population is older than 65 years of age now. So we need to figure out ways to extend the reach of the clinician using technology. And surprisingly for us, when we looked into this market a couple of years ago, there is really a huge and underserved market when it comes to the seniors. There is really no innovative technology that has been designed from the ground up for the aging baby boomers. The management of chronic illnesses, of course, is an expensive challenge in the US and abroad. And people tend to make the same consistently wrong assumptions about the behavior and the market appetite of these seniors. So I just wanted to highlight some interesting data here. 90% of seniors now own a cell phone. Over 20% own a smartphone, and that percentage is increasing by a very large amount every year, of course, with the aging baby boomer having grown up with Excel. The aging baby boomer want to quantify their health as well. I will not cover all of this data. You can read it, of course, but as you can see, there are multiple challenges that we can address. So instead of actually having a siloed approach and provide a single solution, at Sensoria we have decided to actually provide a true platform approach that can enable us and our partners to build an ecosystem of solutions. So if you go to sensoriahealth.com, you will see some of the solutions that we have available in the market right now. We have a smart knee band solution that we have developed with Cleveland Clinic. It actually is now commercialized by a company in Los Angeles, interestingly enough, called Focus Motion. The product is not only commercialized, but is fully reimbursed by Medicare. We have a diabetic foot solution that we have developed together with the top and most innovative footwear brand in Europe, Optima Molitor, which has been proven through multiple clinical trials, multi-site clinical trials, to reduce the risk of amputations, another massive underserved market. And last week, exciting for all of us, Mariana, you know this, we just announced our partnership with the Rancho National Rehabilitation Center in Los Angeles. And we're bringing to market the first Fitbit for wheelchair users to prevent risk of ulceration. As you know, pressure ulcers or pressure injuries, as they're called right now, are another massive cost sensitive scenario for Medicare right now. $26.8 billion a year in cost just on pressure ulceration in the United States in 2019. We also have horizontal healthcare solutions. We announced the Sensoria Smart Band, which is a COVID-19 specific symptom monitoring bracelet, which we sell at $69. It's a consumer device. It's available now. We provide employers with the ability to collect temperature data, heart rate, sleep quality, but even more importantly, blood oxygenation data, which, as you probably know by now, is the critical indicator for hospitalization when it comes to COVID. All these solutions that I just mentioned are in the market today. I wanted to show you actually some of them, so you can actually see that the products are real. I don't know if you can still see my camera or not, but I will show you the sock. The sock is probably the most interesting and innovative technology that we have in the market right now, and it's infused with textile pressure sensors. But before we talk about that, I also want to highlight our knee brace, our Motu Smart cam boot, and our Sensoria mat, which looks like a very nice and comfortable cushion, but is infused with the same textile pressure sensors as the sock. Each one of these solutions is interfaced by a mobile application, and the mobile application can provide and provides data, clinical dashboard data for remote patient monitoring according to the new guidelines. And it is also now, in some cases, reimbursed not just as an L code, but according to the physician schedule 2019 and 2020, some of these products can also be eligible for RPM reimbursement and, of course, telehealth reimbursement as well. So they create a revenue generating opportunity for clinicians as well. So I promised to you that I would drill down on one of the products. I decided to drill down on the Smart Sock. Our Smart Sock, as you can see here, is a very elegant, very light textile, 100% textile sock with a button that you see that actually snaps above the ankle bone. That button is less than a square inch in size, 8 grams, so less than a third of an ounce in weight. It's a full 9-axis IMU, so we have accelerometer, magnetometer, and gyroscope in there. And we have 3 textile pressure sensors at MTB1, MTB5, and at the calcaneus bone level. So we can actually collect very meaningful, and as I said at the beginning of my presentation, even novel, completely new data sets. What do I mean with that? Think about balance and predicting falls for an elderly patient, as an example. Right now, we have to bring the patient into a clinic and baseline the patient on a stabilometric platform. A stabilometric platform costs between $30,000 and $40,000, is usually part of a gait lab. Now imagine wearing our socks. These are $200 socks, and have a balance assessment continuously in real time from the patient's home every day for the rest of his life. that's the type of novel data sets that we can collect with our SOCs. And I'm excited to share with you the fact that we have now obtained, and we're honored about that, we have obtained a very large research and development grant by the Michael J. Fox Foundation. It's a $3 million grant to validate our SOCs on Parkinson's patients. We have a full multi-site clinical trial on 100 patients. Both in Australia, and we're working with Louisiana Tech in the United States on that. You can probably see my little video here on the screen, so you actually see in real time the SOCs providing COP data, central pressure data, balance data. But the most exciting thing for us is that not only can we have a diagnostic benefit, but what we're looking for is also an interventional one. So we're now adding haptic motors to the SOC so that we can prevent a fog event. If for the people that know about Parkinson, fog is freeze of gait, is the leading cause of falls for Parkinson's patients. Parkinson's patients fall 5 times more often than the average, the same average age group. So preventing falls for Parkinson's would be fantastic. So regardless of the product that we have brought to market, the platform architecture is the same. As you can see, the Sensoria core device connects to garments, footwear, and accessories, as I showed you before. It drives the data to a mobile application, either a watch, smartwatch, or a smartphone. We can interface with voice devices like Alexa or Google Voice, of course. But the coolest thing is, of course, that we can, in a totally programmable way, for clinicians, we can define different rules for escalation of care. So what you can see here is the traffic light approach. That's what USC Keck School of Medicine is using today for diabetic foot ulcers, as an example. If the patient is not adhering to the protocol, they can be called back into the clinic, and the MotoSmart can be made non-removable. We have the same level of clinical efficacy as the total contact cast at a fraction of the cost. I'm proud to share with you, we have multiple very prestigious academic partnerships at this point, from US Army at West Point, Baylor College of Medicine. I just mentioned USC Keck School of Medicine and Dr. David Armstrong, Professor of Surgery, Stanford, Cleveland Clinic, Centara Health, and University of Sherbrooke, the most prestigious aging clinic in North America. With that, I will just pause and see if you have any questions.